Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. I know things have been a little sparse lately, but hashtag summer, it's fine. Hey Darlene,
Good morning. Good
I'm gonna
morning,
drink a little
everyone.
coffee. Say
All right.
something.
Yeah, good morning. It is. It's summer and all the things are happening.
Yes.
So everyone's got vacationing and family and ball games. And it's
Just
it's
a
home.
few.
I
Good
know.
gracious alive. This past week, Wes and I added up. We went to 10 ball games in 5 days.
That's what was that just over
In
last
different
week or
states. Yeah, just this is 5 days from Tuesday to Saturday.
ugh.
That's 5 days. I was like, wait a minute, is that 5 days? Yeah. A lot of baseball, but I have all the baseball outfits, Amazon, got some cute stuff.
You're
Well,
gonna be everyone's gonna come to you and be like, okay, just tell me the
let's,
chair. Tell
let's,
me the chair I need.
okay,
Tell
so
me the
I needed a new chair. I hadn't bought chairs since I think camp started. Not T-ball, but maybe it was 6 year old. That he didn't do T-ball. Knox did. It was stupid. But anyway, T-ball is terrible. I don't think, no offense to you that love T-ball. I just think it's ridiculous. Knowing what I know now, it there's no point in it, to be honest. Anyway, so when they started that, I bought these chairs. Okay. And just from the Walmarts, and then they're so dang heavy. And then they're also the ones that I sit in most of the time are rocking chairs. Well, I'm a very excited baseball mom. And sometimes I'll get, and I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna fly and have a problem and hit somebody, and grandpa that's sitting behind me is gonna have a black eye and an Amy in his lap, and that's not good at all. So I bought a new chair just for me. I posted it on my personal Facebook page. And Geneva, I think, is she in California? She's one of our girls. She's in
so yeah.
Bloomington. Yeah. She posted a link and I got that one. That brings us to our little thing we were just talking about. Great segue.
Yeah.
I came up
It
quick. So
is.
this chair was only like 40 bucks on the Zon, and it had what I wanted. It was light, it's 9 pounds, has two cup holders and a shade.
Really?
Ah,
Do you
yeah.
have that posted anywhere else? Because we might have to share it here
No, but
too.
we can hook it up. And probably
Yeah.
maybe we can do a baseball. We might could do a baseball album or something on the Amazon storefront for all the shirts and stuff that I've got. The other thing I want to talk about before we talk about decision fatigue is a cooler. I got this cooler because Wes, so right now we're in All Stars. He's the head coach. So when it's camp playing and he's there, he's kind of in charge and hauling all the junk. And I don't know, we trade roles. So, but when he's coaching, he's coaching. He's not remembering, did I pack enough water for the 1,900 people in my family? And so but I always take a back seat. I'm like, well, he's got, I mean, no, whatever. Well, no, he didn't have it. Okay. And so we were all like dying of thirst. He also doesn't think through he thinks it's just an hour baseball game. Well, he gets there an hour and a half early, and then we stay 30 to 45 minutes after. That's not just an hour that we're sitting on the front porch of hell in the sun at a baseball game. Sorry, I said hell. But anyway, that's how hot it is down here.
Oh, I can imagine.
So, anyway, so we had that conversation, and I'm like, I want one that I can pull. So I found one, and it fits 72 cans. Not that I need that
Oh
many.
my.
We don't really, we take bottles of water mostly. I do like sparkling water at the ballpark. Oh, yeah.
Shake things up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. That sounds good. And then you put your ice, so they're cold out of the fridge. You put your ice, they'll stay cold for 16 hours, it says.
Oh, yes.
Then it has a little like rectangle compartment that zips on top. Well, you can take it off and you don't have to use it. Or
Okay.
you put this little thing, and I can put my sandwiches and my keto think bars and my big bag of veg in that thing with a cooler pack, like a freezer pack.
So is that on the outside? I'm trying
It's
to,
on
is
the
this on
top.
the,
It zips on top.
oh, oh, wow.
And then there's a little zipper thing in the front that I can put my paper plates, my little forks, and my napkins, and my Ziploc bags, because I always take all that.
Yeah.
I'm so
That's
excited.
awesome.
And I
No,
used
it's
my
all in one
Amazon point,
place.
so it was free.
Do the games, are they set? Like, do they go longer? You know how like
Oh, yeah, they
baseball?
can.
Okay, so they're
And they
not like
can,
necessarily a certain, when you said you're there for, it could be a shorter or
yep,
longer
yep,
stretch. Okay.
yep.
So you have to have all
You
your
never
things because you
know.
never know.
You never know anything. Because if you, and like if you're in a bracket, like we will be, I think it's double elimination. So you at least play, well, you play pool. And then if you win, you're great. But if you lose, you might have to play an extra game or something. But all of them are different. So
You
fun.
have to be prepared for all the things. And then you guys have been
Yeah.
rained out sometimes. So
Yep.
you never know when that's going to start.
So you go home and put your stuff back in the refrigerator for the next day and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you'll have to definitely link that stuff because I feel like I've noticed more and
I'll
more
put it on
people
my list.
that are doing those kind of summer
Well, and
activities,
it's not
travel,
just baseball, it's travel, it's, you know, they do
just
dance
beaching for,
competitions, volleyball,
yeah,
golf, life
right.
in general. People love to just go to the creek and sit down. We do that a lot here. Baseball storefront. I got you, boo.
That's amazing.
Outdoor. I'm gonna hook
Yeah.
y'all up with some links. Y'all can bless my
Gonna be
heart with my affiliate. Thanks so much. Y'all are
ridiculous.
so kind. So talking about decision fatigue, Darlene, we sat down and she's like, I need new glasses. And I'm like, sister, how long have you been working for me? 2 years?
Yeah.
2.5? Long time. Y'all
Uh,
still
yeah.
here. God bless her. She was probably a couple months
Oh,
ago, like, I really need to talk to you about something. I was like, long as you're not quitting, well, that's fine. But if you're talking about quitting, we cannot talk about that.
yes,
There.
I am busy.
I will never have time for that.
Yes. Nope.
Anyway, she was like, I need glasses. And so I was like, you've been saying that for a year.
Yeah.
And then I bust out, I need to put my phone on do not disturb. And then I bust out with, well, what is it that you're looking for? And tell them what you said that you wanted.
Well, I need something bigger than what I have, and I need something that doesn't have the nose, the, because, you know, as we age and our eyes change
Yeah.
so much, I actually don't need to wear them for close up at all. My vision is fine. So I'm having to take them off a lot. So you can't have the ones, with the nose
Little nose
piece
pads. Yeah.
because
I
then you
don't
get
like
them
that.
stuck in your
Yep.
hair and yeah. So what happens is then I don't do anything because
And then
then
you're like this.
yeah. And that's the thing. I'm gonna start adding more and more to this with that. But I don't, there's too many choices. And so then I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I
And
just
so here
won't
we are a year later. And
yeah.
so I spouted out in true Coach Amy fashion. Well, mine are like that. And you just need to order them from I Buy Direct where I get mine. And I'll just tell you which ones to order. And she went, oh, okay, yes. Sometimes we
And
just need somebody to tell us what to do. And I'm really
yeah,
good at
yes. And that's when we started like this is it. So often the comments or people's questions, they just need an answer. They just want, I know I do. I'm one of those that definitely, if you could just tell me which one, that would be great. And so we see it a lot, I think, in the Trim Healthy. Just if we could just have an answer, because or we won't do anything like
Yep.
this. Like I've been sitting on scratch glasses for far too long.
Yep.
And
It's been at least
so
6 months, but I mean, I'm not going to tell on you or anything.
yeah. But we want the freedom, right? Like we want the freedom of all the choices, but then we can't make a decision
Yeah.
choice, and then we don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that where I have clients group in one-on-one and they're like, just tell me what to do and I'll do
Hmm.
it. Please, for
Hmm.
heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
And then I have some that will ask or complain or state a struggle. And I'm like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And they don't do it. Drives me crazy. Makes me want to beat my head against the wall.
Right.
But they're not ready yet. They're just not.
Right.
I feel like with my journey, if you want to go with that word, people use that a lot over here. With my journey, I started with CrossFit because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired laying on the couch. And of course, perfect answer is going to CrossFit for somebody that can't do anything and take care of her family. I don't know what that girl's thinking, but anyway, it worked. But remember Johnny, the guy that was over CrossFit at the time. I told him I was feeling so much better, and he was like, "You would feel even better and be even more healthy if you would change your food. And I was like, yeah, but I'm doing fine. He goes, you're just not ready yet. You're not ready to change your food.
Yeah.
But what I think he was really saying, and I think I remember that conversation, but I think what he was really saying is,
Mhm.
well, you're not ready to be healthy. You're not ready to do it for yourself. If if I could dismiss that gold information from him that, hey girl, if you clean up your food, your gym gains will be even expedited. And I was so
Yeah.
young then, you know, um, in a month from now, I'll be 8 years at CrossFit. I mean, when I walked in that gym, bless her heart, I didn't know how to jump rope. Anyway, it's all evolved. I've changed so much, and it changed my life. That that place was one of the starting points of Amy becoming who you all know now. This isn't who I was then, 8 years ago. 6 months
Uh,
later, I found out about THM. And that timing, I think, was God's providence for me, truly. I might
but
cry to
just that
Darlene.
I have,
And I don't have any Kleenex. Let me go get a paper towel because I heard you were about to say something. You go right ahead. I'll be right back.
but then I think that's what happens, right? So then you weren't ready. You hear them give you counsel, we get ideas from, fellow THMers or people in your life. You get an idea, and when you're not ready, then, like you said, 6 months later, the same idea came up. It wasn't
Yeah,
anything new. It was
right.
somebody said, this is a health food.
Yep.
Food is the key. We need to talk about food. And you were ready to receive
I've
it.
been
You
ready,
were
man.
you're like, okay, yeah, I think, yeah.
It's
And it
time.
made more sense. Yeah.
Did. And I just latched onto it and never let go. There was a second there that I did because I got tired, but I figured it out, and
Yeah.
it's never the same. It's just like when we get that newborn baby. I mean, my first newborn baby is 19 years old doing everything on her own. I mean, we're supposed to change. One day she's going to be 42, not with
Right.
5 kids. Bet you $1 million I won't have him. But one day she will be. I mean, and we change. We do. I don't know
Yeah.
why people think that at 45 their body's going to act like it did at 25. That I don't know why y'all think that, but I'm telling you right now because I love you so much. It ain't. It's not. It is
Yeah.
not so much. There's so many factors, and embrace the knowledge that you're getting from wherever you're getting it from. But if it's
Yeah.
overwhelming you, take a beat. Whew, that doesn't apply to me right now. I'm not ready for that. I think that's okay to do.
Yeah. I completely agree. And it's so true because I think so much more has come out, like with people, the wisdom, the education that you were just talking about that you get from people just in general, because
Yeah.
we used to think we could do the
It's
same
right
things.
here. I can look
Yeah.
up anything,
Yeah.
anytime, you know?
Yeah.
I was just talking to Wes about my membership with Blooms. And I had a bud that has been following me for a long time. She trusts me completely. There's no problem there. But she was really hesitant to do the Blooms membership because it is a draft, right? And
Mm.
she was just so nervous about that and not being able to, have control. And she's had trouble before. And I'm like, I can do this straight from my phone. Like, this isn't a company. This is Amy. I said, Darlene could do it and Cindy could do it if I needed her to. Like, if you
Yeah.
need to cancel, man, we got it. I can, anywhere that
Yeah.
I am in the middle of a lake, I got service, I can cancel it. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's all right there. And this,
Yeah.
this age of information, isn't that what they're calling it?
Some,
you know,
oh, yeah, overload.
you know what I
Right.
mean? It's
It's,
overload, but it's still all there. And so
yeah.
I just think you have to consolidate. If you're getting overwhelmed especially on Facebook, I mean, to tell y'all a secret, you can pause stuff. Like, even if I don't want y'all to unfollow me, but if my posts are becoming unhelpful, you can pause notifications. You can pause it. You can unfollow it for a second and then come back to it. Whatever it is, you
Yeah.
can. You can do that.
And narrow down like the who's and the how
Yep.
many's and if you have the trusted sources
Yep.
that
Stay with them. Quit worrying about
yeah,
everybody else.
yeah,
Oh,
because there is,
mercy.
there's so much out there. There
We weren't
is.
even planning to talk about this, and look at us.
No, that's not on my list. It's not on my list. But it's true. It's true. So it's helpful. I think that, and I think that falls into when we talk about things, hearing things over and over again, and you know that. You're like, I know that I can say this 1 million times because
Oh my gosh.
there's gonna be every time I say it, it may one different person may need it then.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I have people in Blooms that have been with me since 2020. You know, they've heard me say stuff
right.
on repeat, and and they're just so grateful because I forgot,
Yep.
or thank you for reminding me, or now it's my time to do that.
Yep.
So beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
gracious alive.
Yeah. It's great.
That's the
It's a
good
great place
stuff.
to be.
Good
It
stuff.
is.
So, Darlene, next time we get together for this will be for July, for August,
August.
for my birthday, I want you to have a new pair of glasses, okay?
Okay. On it.
I'm gonna be
My goal.
43. Can you believe that?
It goes so fast.
So
I feel like
excited. I
it's
love
go.
the 40s.
It's just like blink and it's,
Yep.
I mean, I can't believe it's already summer.
Oh my stars, we're almost done with June. We're
I
recording this
know.
on Wednesday, June 26th, by the way. That's like the end. What in the world? All right. So what do we have to talk about today?
Oh, hold on a second. Okay, so we have a couple people that have asked questions, and I feel like that these are questions that again repeat have come up on
Okay.
repeat. And so let's talk about most of it right now seems to be about menopause.
Oh,
And I think with the wisdom, like you were just talking about, even in, I don't know how to say this right. Okay. So, like, even out there, menopause and the journey of menopause, I think the information is changing.
yeah.
Or I think people used to think you can do the same thing that you did, or you
Oh,
have to do the same thing you did to lose weight or to get fit or to, but that now I think there is more information about, no, that's actually not how our bodies are working in this
right.
season. So, um, the menopause belly, the tummy
Oh,
that
Millie.
comes out. Yep. And so when people have changed their eating and fitness level, then I don't know, do we want to talk like names? Or do you want like specific the question of specific people that have asked, or do you just want the question, you think?
If they ask publicly, yes, that's fine.
Okay. So okay, let's go. I think this one was, see now I can't remember if she did or not. Okay, so we're gonna just okay, so her question was she needs help getting rid of the menopause belly. That she's done the exercise, she's implemented more protein, and she thinks what she is the fiber. She doesn't think she has her fiber down because that's been a
Okay.
so how do you recommend getting more fiber, or how do you get more fiber into your routine, your
Yeah.
daily routine?
Well, before I get into fiber, we can say that we're doing exercise great, but is it exercise targeted to women that are in menopause, perimenopause? I think
Yeah,
that would be something. I don't have all the answers to that, but YouTube does and the Googles.
yeah,
There are free things on YouTube that are exercises for people in peri, exercises for people going through menopause, because it's going to target different things. And I think it's important, just from my knowledge, I have no studies for any of this, just so you guys know. Sorry, I'm not that girl. But if you do that, so it's 3 times a week, 45-minute walk with that high, not a stroll with your memo, but like,
yeah,
a good heart rate. Like I did a mile walk today in 20 minutes. My heart rate stayed right above 100, and I think it got to 112 at one point, whatever. Like that's the kind of walk I want you to do. And if you only
yeah.
got 20 minutes to do a mile, great, great. But that's what's going to burn belly fat. Okay. And there are plenty of other things. I think food and portions and different fuel types are more important than exercise every day. Personally, that's what I think. Okay.
Okay.
I do building muscle, lifting weights, very important, but there's only so many things people can do in so many hours of their life. So fiber though is super important. And I think that's great. So a lot of times when people tell me they've got issues with their belly, and that is my struggle zone. I am very short waisted. I don't have a lot of room. So when I sit down, I have this, like I can hold that on me.
Yeah.
When I stand up, It's not really there. And so it drives me insane. I love my arms. I love my face. I love my legs. I love my back. It's right there. So I get it. But a lot of times we might need to go over to gut health. We need to think about, is our gut good? Do we have good number twos? Do we have gas? Do we have bloating? Do we need to bring in a digestive enzyme? There's tons out there. Do we need to do a gut healing protocol? Do you have candida? And so if you are a client, I can help you work through that. But if you're not, that's going to be hard for me just to answer off the cuff. I'm sorry. So you either need to get someone alongside you to answer all that or figure it out on your own. I'm not trying to be ugly, but there's a lot of things there. But bringing in more fiber in your day, I think fresh or raw, however you want to say it, non-starchy veggies are most important for that. Cooked veggies are great too. But so if you have a major gut issue, cooked veggies are better for you in the beginning. You've got to begin some healing. Kefir, the probiotics that you're going to get from stuff like that is very important, in my opinion, for healing your gut. Being hydrated. And I don't mean, well, I had 50 ounces of water and 3 cups of coffee. That's canceled out. You got to do better than that. So there's a lot of boxes to tick. And that is something that I'm super careful about. And I want to say this here, start small, just like Atomic Habits taught us, a little change every day and build on it. If you just want to say, well, I do fine with veggies at lunch and supper. Okay, let's try to get one at breakfast. And once you get those 3 things down, let's add a veggie into your snack. Then let's focus on your hydration. Then start doing the walking. I think, and just decide how you want to prioritize that. I really don't think there's a wrong answer. But it is, to me, like all those things, like I already do, because my gracious, it's been 7.5 years. I should be. Because of the way my job is, and experimenting and learning, it just works better that way. You could also bring in psyllium husk from THM in your smoothies, in your oatmeal. You could put it in your yogurt. That's going to help with fiber. That's like the active ingredient Metamucil, if you didn't know. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Sneak it in your smoothies. You could do an earth milk sip to get some spinach. That's a sipper. You can have that anytime, stuff like that.
So just being able to put is there any ones that are maybe easier at first, like you said? So the cooked would be first, because it helps
If they
it break
have a
it
big
down.
issue with their tummy. Yeah.
So are there some that are you would call, I guess, gentler when they're fresh, maybe, or no?
Spinach, I think that the ones that I choose, like the cucumber, the sweet peppers, even little baby tomatoes, a few in S and FP are okay. A few baby carrots are okay. That kind of stuff. Think to me, like I don't do a lot of Brussels sprouts. I don't do celery a lot. Okra, I know that's so anti-THM. But there's another one that I don't do, but I can't remember. Oh, beets. Oh, my stars. Did you remember when I had those pickled beets at that restaurant?
Yeah, the taste, yeah.
Oh, my stars. My tummy hurt. It
Did
did.
it?
And so, I mean, I know that I have things to work. I know.
Yeah.
I have things to work through, but I just have years of antibiotics and anesthesia and pain medicine from all the surgeries I've had. I wasn't breastfed, like there's so many things kind of against me. But I'm just trucking through, working on it.
Yeah, and that idea of adding one at a time, I think, too, is helpful
Yeah,
because
you have
then you
to.
don't get confused about which one
Right.
might be, because it might be
Just
just
pick
one.
one. Just pick one. It's all good.
Yeah,
And you
I
may
think
even
that's
choose
awesome.
the one that isn't as difficult for you. That's what
Yeah,
I would do. That's what I would do.
yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Because even if you can prep something and it's easy to prep, I mean, I know that sounds funny, but like if I cut up couple of English cucumbers, I know they're going to get eaten because all my people like cucumbers too, but it's gentle. I feel like cucumbers are pretty gentle. So, uh,
Yeah, and
they
right
need to
now
be
with
prepped.
it being so hot, it's hydration too. It's a
Yeah,
twofer to me.
yeah.
I was passing them out the other day at the ball field. I'm like, here, cool off. One kid was like, what's this? I'm like, you don't get one. Give me that back. You're not going to eat it.
Right, that's just it. You have to eat it. You're gonna take it, you're gonna eat it.
Love you so much. Sorry.
Okay, so during the same time when you're trying to figure out, and I think it's, you know what's so amazing, and I love this, is I feel like the generation before us was stuck in menopause, like,
Yeah.
or that, like, it was so different. There wasn't as much, again, on that information, that balance, I guess, is
Well,
that they,
and in my opinion, they just didn't still don't talk about stuff.
right, exactly,
I was
exactly. And so
having
it's like this,
a very I don't know what the word is. Open conversation with somebody about intimacy.
yeah,
And she was just like, well, I was telling her what I do in Blooms and in one-on-one coaching for those issues for people, for women and their spouses. And she was just like, I am so proud of you for talking to people about this. And I'm like, it was not easy at first, but now I'm like, yeah, we will not talk about that here. Y'all don't have to get off the podcast.
yeah,
But yeah, just I mean, like menopause. I mean, it's a joke. I'm hot. I'm in menopause. That's not a joke.
no. And
Should
they
not you do
suffered
not
through,
have to
there
live
was
with
so
that.
much suffering through it, like,
You don't have
and
to
it's
suffer.
such a long period of, not, it's a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And so I think being able to find this and coaching and people that can help you through this time, so it doesn't have to be, because there's so much, like you said, joy coming into these seasons. There's so much
Mhm.
change. So let's see. So another one with that
Okay.
is with the GLP-1s and hormones, what would you say would be, do you think, because of course there's different opinions on
Yeah.
what you should look at first as far as when it comes to supplementing hormones. Do you think that people should go GLP-1? Do you think they should do hormones, like not necessarily whatever, pellets,
Yeah.
or just hormone replacement? What do you think? What would you say
Well, I
someone should
mean,
look
you
into
need to look
first?
at what their symptoms are. If
Yeah.
they are someone that, they know that they're in menopause and they're having all these symptoms, I think that you need to address those symptoms. But I think if you have unstable blood sugar piled on top of, like, I've been on plan doing what Amy and THM says. I'm hydrating, I'm exercising regularly, and the weight is not budging, GLP-1.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. That's what I would recommend to someone.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
the first thing.
Because I mean, but if you're not on plan and hadn't been on plan and you're willy nilly, it may not be GLP-1. It may be that you need to be consistent, dog on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say THM isn't working if you're not working THM. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah. 100%. I completely agree. It's like the things that you have easy access to too. I think if people understood that too. I mean, it's harder to get GL doctors, with
Oh
hormones,
yeah.
and
Well,
finding good doctors
and
and stuff.
also it's extremely expensive. GLP-1, I don't care how you get it. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But even if you're on GLP-1, you still have to deal with your food. You still have
Yeah.
to deal with how you think about food, how food controls you, how you need to become in control of food, how you're going to handle food. Because I see people out and about that I know are on some kind of GLP-1 of some sort, and they are not changing what they're eating and drinking. Now they do have, I can tell, and I'm not judging, I'm just observing, because people I'm sure judge me too, it's fine. But I'm just observing and stating what I've observed. So
Yeah.
they are eating less, like I can tell, like from a normal person, not necessarily their personal habits, because I don't know that much. But they'll be drinking a Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, for the love, you're using a GLP-1 shot to manage blood sugar, balance your hormones, reduce your inflammation, and you're drinking a Dr. Pepper? What? It blows my mind. And they don't know me. They probably don't even know what I do for a living. It's fine. But I'm not saying a word. I'm over there on the inside. Oh but anyway, yeah, that's what I would do. I digress. Sorry.
No, but having that information, I think that's good though, because when you're sitting with somebody, say, and then it's a client in turn, or, in Blooms, and you can pick something that maybe you need to work on specifically. So if that's the case, you don't want to be throwing the money away too, or the
So,
efforts,
yeah.
or you could
Well,
be
and
having different.
there are still cons to GLP-1. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful therapy for people, wonderful. But you still have to get that dose just right for you. You have to figure out how you're going to protein up so you don't lose your muscle mass, because that's the first thing that's going to go, honey. And you've got to figure out how often you're going to fuel. You've got to figure out what you're going to do if that constipation sets in. Like some of them can't even drink enough water because that fullness sensation is so great. I mean, like there's so many things. There's so many things to consider.
and it affects everybody so
It does.
differently.
It does.
So just because you have a best friend or somebody, your sister or somebody close to you
And there's so
is
many
using,
different types, and because you've got semaglutide, then you got tirzepatide. Tirzepatide heals and works on two kind of roads inside your body, and the
yeah,
semaglutide is just doing one. And so you're leveling up, and but then you've got all the others. I mean, this has been around for years. I mean, there are
yeah,
some drugs that have been around for so long, um, and they've just leveled up every time, I think.
yeah,
They'd be like, this is new. We don't know this. I'm like, it's been around forever. Where I don't know where
yeah.
y'all been.
It's that wisdom, it's that education. People are learning more about it, and then you're
Yeah.
getting
And
more
THM,
information out
when
there.
they came out with theirs, they offered the coaches a training. It's not a certification. We did get some training, just some information. And then when they rolled theirs out, we were able to complete that and then be put on a list if we wanted to help the clients that were with, or I don't know what you want to call them, the people that were using their semaglutide. And I helped a few. Most of them were already in my community, and then they had the option of enrolling in a one-on-one, like for help and all that stuff. None of that ever panned out for me, and that's okay. But I love that they did that, because just like I said earlier, if you're on that therapy, you still have to deal with the food. You still have to change that, because there are some people that will need to be on that for a very long time, like a long-term thing, like me and my Armour Thyro. Please don't ever take it away.
Yeah,
But there's some who may be able to get off of it in 6 months, 9 months, a year. So what are you going to do when you don't have that? Are you going to be in control of your food? And so I love that THM paired that with the coaching program to support that, answer questions, kind of brainstorm and troubleshoot, things that these ladies were going through.
and it's interesting because you've had ladies on here, and I know you have them in your coaching groups that have had surgery too, different
Yes.
kinds of like, and it's the same idea. They've talked about it.
Yep.
Like this wasn't just that. Like I had to learn how to eat well to for it wasn't just that was the
Or you're
like
going to
the
go right
band-aid.
back to where you were.
Yeah. And
I mean,
then I was
THM. If I quit doing THM today, in 6 months, I would look just like I did when I walked into CrossFit for the first time.
yeah.
You know,
So it's making those
change.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lifestyle change. Trim
Right.
healthy
It's just
lifestyle.
yeah. These are like what are they called? Like helps. They're helps to get, your body
Yep.
where it needs to be going.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
That's
good.
really good. Yeah, it is. And learning the different foods. I know that you do that. And again, I'm, not trying to promote all the things, but when Inside Blooms, there's different foods and you learn about different things. And I think it's helpful back to like the glasses and it's
Yeah.
narrow it down and work on something that you think is applicable. Like when she asked about it, like she thinks that fiber is something maybe that she's been maybe neglected, or maybe she just doesn't understand it well enough, or so it's narrowing down what's applicable to
Well,
you.
and two, like you get so stuck, you can't see the answer that's right in front of you.
Right.
You get a fresh set of eyes. Like I've just started doing these 30-minute calls. Just if you just want a little 30 minutes with me and you just show up, I'm not running the show, you are. You show up with your list of questions and we're going to get this figured out. It has been so fun. That has been
Yeah.
so fun for me to do.
I know
And
you love those.
like I never thought about putting quinoa in my shake. Like it just, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? Stephanie, sweet Stephanie, my little Hello Kitty, she was having trouble. She was packing her lunch and she was not eating it. And I'm like, well, where are you when you eat? Aren't you in the cafeteria? She said, yeah. I said, you're the principal. Can you put your lunch bag in the cafeteria? She went, yeah. I mean, like simple, and that's just Amy being a person, but helping them work through that is so fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
Because it's like you said, it can be right there,
It's
but we
right there.
get so stuck on our, like
Yeah.
we get so stuck just not with that overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think so many
Can't
women
have
want to do
collagen. Put gelatin in your coffee. Go on about your business.
yeah, we want to do the right things. We want to do the best things that we
Yeah. And
can.
I get that.
And
I
then,
do. But sometimes it's just make a decision and go, please, for heaven's sakes. And that's the way I
yes,
live my life. Am I lying?
yeah, no, not at all. Hang on, where I'm like, just tell me, give me some direction because I will sit on something about a pair of shoes or glasses or something for far too long.
Your little Fitbit watch. I was like, just
Same
pick
thing.
one.
Yep.
And I'm
It's
like,
so, it's that what
option,
is,
have 12 options. I like that one. We're doing that. Like in
right. Yep. Because nothing is, like you said,
seconds.
it's not breakable. Like things aren't broken
I
or
can
you
change
can,
it.
yeah, yeah, we can. And if it doesn't work out, then it's okay. It's
Yep.
not the end of the world
Yep.
if you get the wrong thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And I hope that makes a difference for people because it's so true. Because I am that person. I'm completely get, if I do it wrong, then what?
Yeah.
Then what?
Really
But
not that.
no, no, it's not. And
I
so
love it.
being able to at least try things,
Yeah.
just get going.
And I
Just,
know it's scary. I'm not
yeah,
laughing at people because I know this is a big
no,
deal. And I mean, there's big things in my life that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But,
yeah,
I do think take a breath, ask somebody you trust, and
yeah,
go with your gut, you know?
yeah,
Mhm.
to know what's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And try not to get the overload from all the information out there. I really think that too. Even with, if you have people in a community or somebody that's, even if your struggle is different, like say you have somebody you have Trim Healthy Mama in common, but your struggle still could be different, like there's fitness or food or, family events or whatever it may be that it's still being able to, they may be, if you're open and vulnerable enough, right,
Mm.
to talk about it, then you probably will get some insight that you
Yes.
never would have gotten,
Woo!
you
I
know,
need to add that to my form. I do say, are you willing to listen and do what I
right.
say? But are you willing to be vulnerable and tell me the truth?
Yep.
Because
'Cause-
I'm not going to judge you. I'm a hot mess express. I've messed up in every level and opportunity I ever could,
Yeah.
but my goal as a coach is to help people be better. And I can't if I don't know the truth.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
it's hard. It's
It is. I
hard,
know, look, I know stuff on all kinds of people, stuff I never thought I'd know because they trusted me enough to say, and it's not that I'm helping, because as a coach, I'm not a counselor. So I'm not like helping them work through past, but I
Yeah.
need to know to help them avoid that trigger again. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep. And to make just a better decision on the outside. Like you said, it may not be about healing that part of their heart, but it's how they can maneuver.
And avoid it happening again.
Yeah.
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 And that happens more in the life coaching part. I mean, definitely some in food because most people, food is their comfort. Well, what is triggering you to go to food again when you've healed that up? And so if
Yeah.
they tell me this crisis, this bad thing happened, or I made this bad decision and I did it again. And so like I have to know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
And I
shame. No,
think you
we just gotta be
know.
honest.
And that's what I think is drawing for people to you and relatable is that, that you share and you're open about things.
Yeah.
You're accountable to your girls too. Like you're trying to work through your own stuff. And
Yeah.
to do that, we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
We have to talk about stuff. And communication is hard. Even like you said, especially with like the generation before, or
Yeah.
it's something that has to change over time, I think.
I
But
saw a thing. I would love to share it if I can find it again. It looked like a glass of Coke or maybe coffee. Maybe it was dark liquid. And it
yeah,
had dark liquid in the grandmother's cup, a clear glass. There was a clear glass from the mom. Well, So it would be like, I'm not putting this on my family, but this would be like my grandmother, my mama, me, and Bella. Okay.
Okay.
4 classes.
Yeah.
Lisa is my mom. I'm Amy. Bella's Bella. They were all empty. The grandmother, her name's Jackie. She just say she had yucky, whatever. This is not my family. I'm just using that example, everybody.
Example, right. Yep.
America.
Yeah.
Okay. So say her junk got poured into my mom.
Yeah.
Hers is still dark. And my mom maybe didn't deal with it, right? So her junk got poured into me. I, Amy, in this setting, worked on myself, and the pure water poured into my cup, taking out all the yuck. So I poured in clear into Bella. Isn't that the coolest thing to think about?
That's wild.
I'm
Actually.
so thankful. Like, I have a wonderful matriarch line of women. Not perfect, because only Jesus is perfect, but great examples. Love Jesus, love their family. We still have junk, of course, but I know that I'm dealing with my stuff. And I know that I'm teaching my children. Somebody once, whenever I told them that Wes became a life coach, they were like, God bless y'all's kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
So funny. But like, face your fears, do the hard thing. And I feel like my girls are super adjusted, to life. I know we're gonna have bumps in the road. I know. But I feel like I trust them. Like Bella, God love her, she drove Knox all the way to the beach, and then she drove back all by herself. I never thought one thing about it. She flew to Boston on a mission trip. I was like, oh, we ought to check on Bella. Whoops. But like, I trust her to make good decisions.
Yeah.
Is she gonna mess up? Yeah. I'm gonna mess up today. I'm sure there's something I'm gonna mess up on, but like we've helped them learn how to do that. How did we start talking about this? I don't even
I
know.
don't know. Sorry. Same the same thing. I think it's just the idea
Thoughts on everything. I'm sorry, y'all.
it's just what we know. We learn. That's the idea. Like
Oh,
I
that's
know what
right.
I
That's what
know
we're
about.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And about
Make it
what
better.
is passed to me.
Making it
Right.
better.
And you don't
And,
maybe not
I
know
can't
that there's
and I can't do it on my own. Of course, God, with
yeah.
you, Jennifer, Cindy, like I talk to people and ask, and I get counsel. Like I've been talking to professional people in my realm of business lately to try to do things better. Like I can't do this by myself. I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
I'm always going to reach out,
And then you just take that collective ideas and then
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
then figure out which one works.
Because one of these dudes I talked to, I was like, I don't know about that. And the other one, I was like, yup. And then they
Yeah.
also said similar things. And I'm like, love it,
Yep. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Actually, no, I didn't have any more.
Okay.
There was a couple like more about EAAs and stuff like that. So I don't know if we want to necessarily dive into
Sure.
that.
Do you have it handy? Why not?
Yeah. They were asking specifically on how are the EAAs I'm trying to reword this the way I put my note here. It's an everyday supplement. Like
Yeah.
what like that idea of taking it if you're not again, I think it's funny that I think it ties into that overwhelm, right? So if I'm
Yeah.
not exercising, I shouldn't like there's these set of rules.
Mhm.
So does EAAs have a set of rules to it
No.
when you can take it, right?
No.
Yep.
Just take it, for crying out
Yeah.
loud. I don't care
Yeah.
who you are. I don't care who you are. Take it. If you can afford to take it every day, do it. That's what I
Yeah.
think. 100%. I will say, if you have optimized whey or optimized plant protein and you're using a half or full serving and you're wanting to pair your essentials with that, you need to do half C's on each one, or otherwise you're getting too much. Like you would just be wasting, because your muscles
Okay.
can only take so much at a time.
Right. And so then it's just passing through because that's the one because this one goes straight. There's no digestion in this one.
Correct.
Right.
But your body still absorbs. So if you've got the optimized whey and optimized plant, it's optimized. It's essentials. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
You don't want to double up because it's a waste. That's the only thing I'd say.
So
but yeah, everybody take it.
a little bit.
Take it, everybody.
Yeah.
I have a question that was sent to my personal Facebook, so you don't see this. You could. I think Darlene could shut me down in a heartbeat. She wanted to. I trust her with all the things. She has all the power. Okay, so in the main Trim Healthy Mama group, I can't be Coach Amy there, but I can be Amy. And they do allow us as coaches so sweetly to use hashtags. So I have THM Coach Amy, I have surgical menopause, I have Hashimoto's, I have something about being 40 years old. I don't even know, 40 plus something. Well, anyway, she messaged me and said, "Hi there. This is not public, so I'm not going to say her name, but hi there. I saw you put surgical menopause on your hashtags in the main THM group. I too have had this happen and I cannot stop gaining weight. Eating so strict THM and she has that in all caps, eating so strict THM, all caps, and exercising. And I'm so frustrated." Did I send this to you? I don't think I did. I finally got on bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, and I feel like maybe the weight gain is slowing down, but now, man, 20 pounds over the past 3.5 years. I wonder what you have done to stop the process, I guess, of gaining. So I don't know how long she's been on hormone replacement therapy, but girls, you have to give it time. In 3.5 years and gaining 20 pounds, that's really not awful. I know it's awful, but that's not awful. But you have to give it time. It took you 3.5 years to gain 20. It's going to take you 3.5 years, maybe, to lose 20. Does that make y'all mad? I know it does. But think of the reality. It took a long time to get where you are. It's going to take a long time to get to where you want to be. I don't know her. She is not a client. I have no idea what her definition of strict THM is. Yeah. Because it could be 6 personal choice stuff a week. It could be heavy S meals every day. It could be crossovers every day. I don't know. That's eating a plan. Is her timing right? Is she having protein? Is she over exercising and spiking her cortisol? There's a lot there that's not answered. So that's where it's so important. If you've got such a specific problem, coaching is just priceless. It really is. And you don't have to pick me. There's plenty of others that could help you with this. But, for me, it was knowing that when I started pellets, estrogen and testosterone pellets and oral progesterone, I knew it was going to take time to get that it takes time to get it regulated. Number one, your body's like, whoa, okay, there's hormones now. Okay. And so there's an adjustment. What did I call it? Recalculating. Your body is recalculating and it's going to take time. Pearl and Serene did a live, was it on Facebook and YouTube when they talked about protein and you got, there's fluid building up in your muscles. And because I think it was Pearl, I'm pretty sure, that said she had gained a little weight. And I have too. I cannot get off of this daggone number and it's about to drive me nuts. But, my muscles I'm gaining muscle again. I had not, after my little sinus surgery, my muscle went down. And so I'm back to trying to get that number back up. And so anyway, I'm still fitting in my clothes fine. So I just tell myself, shut up, your clothes fit fine. But I do get that number on the scale is so crippling. And I just want to encourage, this is what I do in my BUDS program, is I really encourage my clients those 5 weeks that they're in BUDS to ditch the scale. You can get on it for a starting thing, but then just get off of it because I want people, my clients, I want them to trust me and trust THM. If you don't trust me and trust THM, you shouldn't have done BUDS. There's no point. You wasted your money. You've got to do that. I believe that with all of my heart. I really do. So the chick that answered this, I'll get you to send her the link to the podcast when it airs Monday so she can hear my answer. Yeah. Anything else, Darlene?
Oh, I don't think so. Okay. That was good. That last part was good. It. Yeah, it's tough that, when people,
I know.
it's that
I know
instant.
it is. Oh yeah. Yeah. So hard. You got to have somebody in your corner though. You got to have, as a coach, I see myself, I change hats. Like I feel like I have a hat rack all around this room because I go from personal trainer, which I'm really not, but I can answer that question, to nutritionist, which I'm not, to mama. to encourager, to cheerleader, to drill sergeant, like to idea maker, menu writer, cook. There's so many things. I'm a Bible study leader. Like it's just, it's so incredible. And it's such an amazing honor to be able to do that and be trusted to do that. And I just pray every day. Oh, I won't cry. I just pray every day that God is going to give me what I need for those people that I talk to. One-on-one is gearing back up Monday. And I was looking at my schedule earlier and I'm like, oh boy, here it comes, all these people. And the way that I schedule my one-on-ones, it's boom, 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 right after the other, And I just pray that God will allow me to be able to meet those needs as he's always done for me one more time,
Yeah. Well, I like that.
Thanks.
Yeah. And we do, and there's so many people that have the same thing that we do. We have different roles, right?
We do.
So
We all have different
if we
roles.
need, and if we get counsel on different roles, and I think that your health is just as important. And so if we need help, we should find it.
Yeah. It's a huge honor. There's a quote that I use for the adoption. I'm probably going to botch it up, but it says, another woman chose me to take care of her children. It's pretty much what it's saying. And that is not lost on me. And when people choose me to coach them, or if they can't afford coaching and they just do my little $5 things, or they just follow me, that loyalty is not lost on me. I see it. I see it. And I appreciate everybody. Facebook recently showed me, like, in the last 90 days, you got all this. And it's because of y'all. Yeah, I show up. Yeah, I post the things, but I could be doing that and nobody do anything with it. So
Yeah.
I love it. Y'all are the MVPs.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, happy 4th of July, you guys.
Oh yeah, this will be,
Thursday.
the 1st.
Thursday.
Yeah. July.
Yeah. Are you working on the 4th of July? Yep, sure am, because I don't want to make that up. No thanks. I just work until 10:30. Ain't no big deal for me at all.
Nope.
All right. Y'all have a great week. You want to tell them bye? Okay. Zoom updated and the button is right there now. Oh, I'm so excited. It used to be like click, click, click. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.